Dear friends, welcome to Akash School Education. Today we will learn about ecosystems. In this tutorial, we will learn about ecosystems, biomes, ecological niche, food chain and food web, biomagnification and energy pyramid. What is ecosystem? Interaction between living organisms of a particular area and their environment is called an ecosystem. Pond, grassland, and forests are a few examples of different ecosystems present around us. Abiotic and biotic are two main components of ecosystem. The abiotic component comprises of all the non-living things, while biotic component includes all the living things. Biomes. Various communities of plants and animals found in large geographical area which adapt to similar type of environmental conditions are called biomes. There are two types of biomes, terrestrial and land biomes. Land biomes, different geographical areas having similar climatic conditions, are called land biomes. These biomes are identified by variety of flora and fauna present in them. Accordingly, there are 6 terrestrial biomes. Each biome has a special form of vegetation. These are tropical rainforest. Tropical rainforest gets large amount of rainfall throughout the year, following which it supports different species of animals and plants. Second is grassland. Grasslands are pasturous lands used for grazing. Rainfall here is enough to support the growth of grasses. Third, temperate evergreen forests. This biome consists of evergreen forests. Here rainfall is uniform with no dry spell. Desert biome. The region receives annual rainfall of less than 25 cm. Cactus, babool and other thorny plants are found here. Tundra biome. Due to cold weather, the region is occupied by few vegetation. Taiga. This is a region of moist climate having coniferous forests like spruce and fir. This biome has short wet summers and long cold winters with moderate rainfall. Aquatic biomes. Aquatic biomes are dominated by water. It covers about 75% of Earth's surface. It chiefly has two regions, namely freshwater and marine water. Freshwater regions. It has a very low salt concentration. Example ponds, lakes, streams, rivers and wetlands. Marine water regions. This region covers up to 3/4 surface of the earth. Oceans, coral reefs and estuaries are considered under marine regions. Interaction between biotic and abiotic components. Ecosystem comprises of both biotic and abiotic components. All living things depend on abiotic factors for their survival. Both biotic and abiotic components influence each other and are linked by nutrient cycles and energy flows. The diagram shows how biotic and abiotic components are linked with each other. Ecological niche. Ecological niche is a term for the position of a species when an ecosystem describing both its survival conditions and role within the ecosystem. Ecological niche involves the interaction between a species and the biotic and abiotic environment. The diagram shows cycle of ecological niche. Energy flow. Organisms need energy for doing different activities. This energy is generated by breaking down food molecules. The amount of energy that flows through a food chain is referred to as energy flow of ecosystem. Energy flows through following different organisms. Autotrophs. Organisms which produce their own food are called autotrophs or the producer. For example, plants. Heterotrophs are organisms who depend on others for their food. These are simply consumers. For example, animals. Detrivores or scavengers. They get their food from organic wastes and dead bodies produced at all levels, from producer to consumers. These include crows, pigs, vultures, etc. The organisms which break down the dead organisms and help the nutrients return back to soil are called decomposers. These include fungi, bacteria, etc. The diagram shows how energy flows through the food chain. Food chain. The linkage of organisms for their feeding, in which one organism will be food for the other organism within the ecosystem, is called food chain. Food chain always starts from plant life and ends at animal life. A simple food chain consists of feeding relationships between 3 to 4 animals. This diagram shows the food chain of 3 ecosystems. Food web. The network of many food chains and interconnected feeding relationships of organisms in an ecosystem is called a food web. The diagram shows the food web in a grassland ecosystem. Here, 5 food chains are interconnected with each other. Biomagnification. The process by which higher concentrations of toxic substances such as DDT in the tissues of organisms move up to higher trophic level of the food chain is called biomagnification. Biomagnification is found in small amount in the environment and in high concentration at topmost trophic level of the food chain. The diagram shows how toxic substances reach organisms higher up the food chain. Energy pyramid. The graphical representation of the flow of energy from each trophic level is known as energy pyramid. It also shows how energy decreases and becomes less available for organisms as it enters each trophic level. Percentage of energy availability in food chain. The diagram shows flow of energy in the food chain of an ecosystem. The energy present in higher trophic level is always less than the actual energy that had entered into it. When energy passes to a higher trophic level, then approximately 90% of the useful energy is lost, as shown in the diagram. High trophic levels contain less energy and fewer organisms than lower trophic levels. Maintaining balance of ecosystem by nature. Nature maintains ecological balance through continuous flow of energy and different processes like predator-prey, host-parasite, environmental stress, adaptation, and specialization in ecosystem. The diagram shows the steps involved in ecological balance maintained by the nature in an ecosystem. The following are a few questions for you. Please revise the concept by answering them on your own. This content is developed by Akash School Education team. You can email us your queries and feedback. Thank you.